Hi, this is Brennanmoriarty, and I want to talk about sunlight. Okay, so I want to talk about transportation, the transportation revolution. This is where there's a paradigm in vehicle design, and this equates to dimensional ergonomics, basically, and um, also spatial navigation. So you look at a map, say a road map, who is going where, who deserves to go where, and what is supposed to work, what is this is my spot with the camera. Yeah. You like that, don't you? Yes. So so the vehicle of the future, it is it is basically it's a paradigm in thinking, and that people don't need to drive. That's dangerous, okay? What needs to happen is roads will be quantified. So you say, okay, I know these roads, these are the places where people are going to be driving 99% of the time. And you take those roads and you make a map that the car can drive. So if a vehicle can park itself, you perhaps heard of these vehicles. Well, then it can drive itself just as well. Okay, so it drives itself, and then they connect into convoys. You see a train; they're so efficient because a train is all connected. There's just one airflow there, a vector, if you will. They're just traveling down that that hole that's been punched by one for many. By through one many, or by many one, or whatever. Don't buy too much, because that's not that. There's like this problem there of consumerism and not civility. That has a high price. We can put a price on civility, and make sure that payment goes to taking care of just about anyone who is not not valued as civility, but can. It's complicated. It's easy, but it's complicated, and geography can explain this. That's why people are afraid of geography, or impassability. We know, okay, it's a dangerous journey, right? A dangerous voyage. The map of America, for instance, didn't exist a few generation, a few hundred years ago. There was no possibility of getting through. It was just like every man for himself, and that has to end. This is about global peace, the easy path to global peace, away from pathology, but embracing basically everything in its place, time and place, and fostering a surrogacy of what's that, unity, right? And so so there's this big sociological, what I call a unified social theory. I'll show you. Put the computer down, holding it with my hands. Break my fingers here. butter 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 thumbs. uh, okay. So the unified social theory goes like this: geography and general happiness. The engine of generality. It's just basically one word. That you're wearing pants, you're probably wearing jeans, and underneath those jeans, I hope there's happiness. But I don't want to just hope. Hoping is that's halfway there. That's sort of the ignition. But then the fuel of the enlightenment, of this flower of the unified social theory, where people are arising, and some people are taking the geographic path, and this is very politically complicated, just as the general happiness class, the genetic. God, you can't get much more complicated than the term genetic. Generally, that's so. So you have to have this vehicle. The vehicle of the future is where where you can escape. You can escape. You know, the dimensions are a quantification of civility. If it's passable, and then, you know, if it's passable, you have egress. You can pass through that passage of geography with 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 knowledge. Knowledge is a virtue. The knowledge of your general components, and then your cultural geography. So when you're in that cultural space, you can make up any kind of rule you want and sort of subjugate any alien you want. That's the rule of geography and culture and history. But if you go beyond that, if you actually go beyond that, if you actually go beyond that, so you, oh, I'm being clear. The geography is this paradigm where you're going to go up this way and you're going to see the light and you're going to say, ah, my people have problems too, you know. Whereas if you're kind of flushing up from whatever, yeah, that's pretty heavy, but general happiness, you can see that and you can say, oh, you know, there's every culture has good and bad, and moving those cultures around so that they are functionally engaged is basically the very first step. Is a vehicle. You have to have a format that you can actually use. That's going to say, okay, let's make happiness, okay. that's like medicated sort of pathology, okay. And it takes, you know, like a kind of a very courageous person, perhaps someone who is crucified, you know, he ain't going nowhere, right? To make these connections, and once the connections are there, it's like a light bulb lighting up the world. You have that filament, that unified social theory is the filament, the flower that goes geography and general happiness. That double, it's what is that French flower thing, you know, that with the spear that kind of has the leaves on it. I don't know what it is. Like, what's on? Vario. It's that's the gift that we have to make, is this jump, this leap that says, okay, let's take away the chaos completely and bring in the compassion to soak up the gravy, if you will, and not have a heart attack at the same time, right? Not be stuck in the wrong place. Use the. So, anyways, I'm kind of rambling here. I realize that, and 8 minutes is enough. Okay. Thank you all. I hope it goes.